Hey guys, it's Mr. Walker here, and welcome to another math lesson. Today you're stuck with me, but don't worry, I'm going to keep this one short because I actually have a little bit of a conundrum going on today. You see, rumor must be getting out there about how good of a chef I am after everyone's been trying this Marshall Frosto Choco cereal, and I have a little one that just started kindergarten this year, and the whole kindergarten class, all the kindergarten classes are going on a field trip, and they asked me to prepare snacks for this field trip so the kindergartners have something to eat while they're traveling, which is great. It's something I don't mind doing, but the only problem is I'm not really sure how much to make. So my plan is to use some estimation to help me figure out how much cereal I need to make, or at least how many students there are that I'm going to be making this cereal snack for. And it doesn't seem like it should be too hard to figure out, except that we're working with some bigger numbers now, so I'm not exactly sure how this is all going to come together. So hopefully you guys can help me out. We can solve this together, get some practice in, and then you guys can go ahead and practice this on your own as well and kind of hone your skills at this a little bit. All right, so here's what I'm looking at. In my kindergartner's class, she has 18 students in her class, okay? Which 18 kindergartners in one class? That's just scary. Okay, so 18 students in one class. And there are 9 kindergarten classes in the whole school. Now these numbers aren't too bad to work with, but I don't know about you, off the top of my head, 18 times 9, it's not something I could do super easy. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to use estimation, and this is going to help me in a couple different ways. First of all, it's going to help me because I'm going to be able to multiply the numbers easier because they're going to be easier to work with. But also it's going to give me an estimate of what I need, because sometimes there could be more students going, there could be less students going, but I'm basically going to kind of maybe even overestimate a little bit to make sure that I have enough snacks for everybody, okay? So if I look at this and I see these 18 students, well, I can round this number 18. I could round it, I could say it's approximately 20 kids in each class, right? Because every class, some classes have more kids, some classes have less. So it's all going to depend on each class. So I'm going to round that up and say that there's 20 students in each class, okay? And there's 9 kindergarten classes, which is fine. And 9 is not terrible to multiply by 20, but to even make it easier, I'm going to round that up to 10 classes, okay? So now all I have to do is I have to do those 20 students, I have to do that 10 times, right? Or that 10 times 20 students, either way, because we know with the properties of multiplication, we can switch those around and it's not going to affect our product, it's not going to affect our answer. So I'm going to say 20 times 10, which 2 times 1 is going to give me 2, 10 times 10 will give me 100, so my answer is going to be 200. So there's going to be approximately 200 students, so I could say approximately 200 students going on this field trip. So I know that if I'm making this Marshall Frosto Choco cereal for all these kindergartners going on this field trip, I'm going to need to feed approximately 200 of them. So I'm going to want to make sure I bring enough for about 200 students. Now that I think about it, I'm not so sure I want to give them such a sugary sweet snack while they're on the bus traveling to this place. So I might want to rethink the snack I give them, but regardless, I'm going to need it for about 200 students, okay? Not too bad. So this shows us how we can use estimation to help us to multiply 2-digit numbers and get us close to an answer, or at least kind of see where our answer should sit. So this one was easy. It's kind of fun too, right? Let's try one more together and see what happens. All right, and I know you're probably thinking to yourself, did Mr. Walker just use fun and math in the same sentence a second ago? And yes, I did. Math can be fun. What could possibly be more fun than sitting here watching a video with me teaching you all these cool math things, right? Did I hear somebody in the back say anything could be more? That's not, come on now. This is good stuff. All right, let's do one more example, then I'll let you guys go. All right, so let's really kind of jump in this time and tackle some bigger numbers, okay? So let's say I had 456 times 42. Now, right off the bat, that's big. I don't know about you guys. I can't do that in my head. I'll admit it, I'm a pretty excellent mathematician and all, but even that one's a little big for me. And I know how I could get an exact answer, okay? There's certain algorithms, there's certain strategies, certain things I could do to get an exact answer, but before I even do that, I'm going to make an estimate to see where my answer is going to be close to, what the product's going to be close to, okay? Now what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to round both of these numbers, make them easier numbers to work with, and then I'm going to multiply those numbers. So 456, now there's a couple different ways I can round them. I could round them just to the biggest place value, so I could round this guy to the hundreds and this guy to the tens. I could also round them both to the tens if I wanted to. Rounding them to the ones not really going to do me any good. For the sake of this, let's go ahead and round it to the hundreds first. So 456, it is above that halfway point, right? 56, just above that halfway point, not much, just a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and round this guy up to 500. And then my 42, I'm going to round him down to 40. And now if I look at this, I have 500 times 40. And I can think of this as just 5 times 4, which is going to give me 20. And then I have my 3 zeros here. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. I can also think of this 5 times 4 gives me 20, and then I have 100 times 10, which would give me 20,000, which is what I get here. So that's my first approximation, my first estimate. I could also do this if I wanted to get a closer estimate. I could say that this is 460 times 40. Okay, this would be a little harder to do, but I would get a closer estimate to what the actual answer is going to be. Again, I rounded this guy up to a 6, right? And I rounded him back down to a 40, same thing. So now I have 46 times 40. Now I have 460 times 40, so I could think of that as 46 times 4. And I could do that real quick. That would give me 6 times 4 would be 24. 4 times 4 is 16, plus 2 more is 18. And then I have my 2 zeros left there. So it'd be 18,400 would be my answer. Okay, and if you're not quite sure of the steps I just took here to do that, that's okay. We're going to be getting into that more specific in another lesson. But we also kind of did it in the last set of lessons as well. So it should be semi-familiar to you guys. But again, I'm just using estimation here to help me get close to what the actual product would be. Neither one of these are the actual product of this, but they're close estimations to it. So hopefully that kind of made some sense. You guys are going to practice this a little bit on your own. Again, reach out to me if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, and enjoy using estimation to help you get a product. All right, guys, talk to you soon.